WTH.
What the hell?
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 This is the WTH Podcast.
Hold on to your butts.
Jason Casey, Kareem Daniels, and Nate Darling. From the Darling New Media Studios, this is the WTH Podcast.
Welcome into another episode of the WTH Podcast. If you're watching us live on YouTube, on Periscope, which is over on Twitter, or on Facebook, welcome in to your post-debate podcast. Oh, we don't do this often enough, do we? We need to do this more often. Get on after something crazy and live and make it happen. With me is Jason Casey. Jason, how are you? Can you?
How you doing?
There we go. There we go. Kareem could not pull himself away from the debate, so he is going to be joining us from his home. He also couldn't be bothered to check his computer to make sure that it could get online and join us, so he's not here yet, virtually or in person. So we're going to soldier on without him, as we do. Coming up on the show today, I'm going to figure out which mouse goes to which computer. That's going to be very, very exciting. We are going to say welcome to the people of Swell. We've got Cooler Tool for you with some very interesting things, including some public service announcements. And The Rock has made an endorsement, and we are going to talk about that. The Rock stepped out before the debate and picked a winner, picked someone to back. So we've got that and the reactions to it all on the show today. Hold on, there we go. Let's bring Jason in. Sorry, I had myself sold there. Yeah, I was like, hey, it's all about me. Woohoo! So the debate just finished, and wow, that was something. I don't want to talk about too much. I want to wait till Kareem gets online, hopefully, and we can talk about it. I will very quickly. My wife said there should be electric collars on both of them, and they get zapped if they talk out of turn. She also referred to it as two drunk auctioneers fighting in a sack. And also, J-Red the King from All Eyes on Us podcast says, I think I got dumber watching the debate.
Yeah, it's definitely a Billy Madison moment.
Look, I went live during the debate and I said, try not to bang your head on the wall. And I was serious about that because it certainly was a head banging time. And it was really a lot to get to. So we'll wait for Kareem for just a little bit here, but Jason, let's go ahead and get into Swell. So we talked about this last week on the show, and Swell is an app, and it's sort of like Facebook, but it's audio based. So instead of just writing posts, you can share something, but you have to actually say something about it. So there's a voice that goes along with it. And we wanted to make that part of the podcast. So we put that out there last week, and we've had some people that have responded, and here are a couple of them.
I'm going to check your podcast out. I just wanted to welcome you to Swell, and I will hear you on the next cast. Yes,
you will. You will, in fact, hear us on the next cast. That's from @RealPokerMan. And he was the first person to respond to our post. So
cool.
Welcome @RealPokerMan on Swell. We also heard from this. Yes, Jason?
No, I'm just saying that's cool. I'm can't wait for him to be an audience member.
Right. And we also heard from this lovely lady.
Hi, welcome to Swell. I wonder how you heard about it. And you seem, you are a professional. You're a podcast. Like, you sound so podcasty and professional already and broadcasty. So what's TH? I'm just like, is that what the heck? And I will check you out. I've never heard of WTH Podcast, but if you're on YouTube, I'll go over and check you out. Welcome to Swell and have fun. And yeah, it's interesting to hear people who are professional talkers on here because you guys are the pros. So maybe you could teach us something or Yeah, why not? I can never hear myself. Why can I not hear myself? I'm very unprofessional. Sorry. Like I'm literally like when I listen back to my swells, it's like I'm like so distant I'm yelling right now, and I hope I'm not hurting people's ears, but I hate it. It's so quiet when I'll try to re-record this, but I probably won't. I'm lazy. Okay, bye. Bad first impression as well. Everybody else is normal. Don't worry.
I kind of love her, and she's absolutely right. She was lazy and did not re-record that. So that's at Brooke415 on Swell. I will tell you that I have a hack that I was able to actually plug a USB microphone into my iPhone to record our swells. Did that I was able to do that at home. Obviously here at the studios, I plug it right into the audio board and do it that way. So we're able to do the swells that way. Tips, you can either use sort of like a Bluetooth headset. That'll work well for you to record your swell. The other thing is to point the microphone at your face and hold it about 4 inches away from your face. Yeah, on your phone. So those are the people that welcomed us to Swell. So good to have them on. I hope they're catching us live. If they're not, I hope they're catching us on the download. We are officially on Amazon Podcasts. That's a thing now, and we're there as well as iHeartRadio. Where else? Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google basically wherever you can get a podcast, we're probably there.
Just your favorite podcatcher.
Whatever you use.
To catch your pods.
Yep. New shows coming out Wednesdays. That's when Kareem will be getting into the show too. He'll be here Wednesday.
Yeah. He did say his computer was running slow. It's all that porn he watches.
Right. All those OnlyFans subscriptions really got it bogged down.
Oh man. Man. God love OnlyFans. Like I discovered it right before pandemic, man.
Okay. I heard of it. I have not been a part of it.
Yeah. No, you can find mine just at my Twitter.
You're OnlyFans?
Oh yeah, I have my own OnlyFans.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
And good for you. Way to hustle. I like the hustle.
Oh, there's a specific type of person that likes me.
Yep. There sure is. Absolutely is. 100%.
And she's in the other room with a baby.
Right.
It's my only subscriber.
Yep.
Oh, it's like the that thing that they had on Shark Tank where they're talking about like it's a thing that you put on the side of your bed and you just like hit it to not let your partner know that you're in the mood. And it's like and then when they get into bed they can see or they can deny. They can just like, oh, I didn't see it last night, or they can be like, they can hit it and then you know that you can hit it, which is great, consent and everything. But at the same time, like just get an OnlyFans page, and then when she donates money, then you're like, oh, she's down.
Right. That's a good way to go.
Great,
solid, super solid. I love it.
That and the dishes.
I love it.
Make sure you do the dishes.
Jason, you're digging the new background. Is it fire?
Oh, it's fire, dude. It's dope.
Fire. It's literally fire.
What's that? What is that? Is that Santa Cruz? Nice.
Oh, sick burn. Okay, so the people of Swell, I had another post. I said, hey, because we start the show normally with what do you want to talk about? So I asked the people of Swell, what do you want to talk about? And we got a couple of questions and comments they wanted to go ahead and get our thoughts and answers on. So we will start with this gentleman who had a thought about Tucker Carlson.
So I would love to know what your thoughts are on the news today that Tucker Carlson is getting off of a defamation charge because I guess the lawyers for Fox News argued that the people watching his show don't take him seriously enough and don't know that it's not real news. So it wasn't really defamation. I don't know. It just sounds so far-fetched and silly, and I figured you guys would have an interesting take on it.
That's from @Callie Gooner on Swell. Jason, do you have any thoughts on the ruling in the Tucker Carlson case?
I mean, it just goes to show you what they think about their their fan base,
right?
The people that watch them. I mean, the fact that they can argue that in the first way, it's just nuts. I mean, come on, man. I mean, look, we just saw the debate. I mean, this is the world we live in now, bro. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. Kareem joins us now. You're on your phone or tablet there?
On my iPad.
Can you turn it so that you're not just a sliver of yourself? Sometimes you got to turn it. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Much better. Don't want to black bar you on the side. You joined just in time. We're taking questions and thoughts from the people of Swell, and the gentleman at Cali Gooner asked what our take was on the decision that Tucker Carlson is not being seriously considered as news. That's how they got off on that case. I know you got thoughts on that.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing as your boy Alex Jones. And you know how he said
whose boy, my boy, or
yes.
I'll eat your ass.
I've been waiting for that. But
I was in your ass.
It's the same shit. You have to get a Republican judge to say that shit. Like that's the only way that you could get that through, and that's the kind of bullshit that we got to look forward to with the more judges that President fuck up can appoint. Is that
he's been busy with it too.
Yeah. And if you watch the debate and him talking about them leaving him judges, they didn't fucking leave him judges. Fucking Lindsey Graham and
Mitch McConnell.
And Mitch McConnell wouldn't let them fill those seats.
Right.
You know,
we're getting off topic here. Here's my thought on the whole thing. If in fact Tucker Carlson cannot be taken seriously as news, which has been argued, the argument is, and the position was that no reasonable person would seriously consider Tucker Carlson to be someone who is delivering news. I would say this: if you're going to have him on a channel that's called a news channel, that's right there in the name, then you should have to run a disclaimer at the beginning of his show, as you come back from each commercial, and once in a crawl every 15 minutes, that this show is not, in fact, news.
Yeah.
For all of the unreasonable people who don't know and who won't believe it if they hear it somewhere else. That's all I'm saying.
100% agree with you.
Because he's not actually news. But the problem is people do think that he is, because he is on the Fox News channel. So, of course, they're going to think if they're getting their news from the Fox News channel, they're going to consider him a serious source of news. His background is working for other news organizations like MSNBC. So he's been working in cable news for 15, 20 years now?
Yeah. And he's not, they don't make a distinction about whether those people that are getting news from him aren't getting news from the people that were there earlier in the day. They're getting their news from him or Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity, like it's news.
Or Laura Ingraham.
They take that shit straight as news.
Of course. Yeah, because it's presented on Fox News channel. You know who else takes it as news? The big orange president of the United States. We'll get to the debate in just a second. I've got one more Swell question, something that someone on Swell wanted to talk about. And this is from @DB Pardis. And she has a question that involves children. Jason, you'll be interested to hear this.
Hey guys, I love that you're here, and I wanted to ask you to talk about the kids out there in Zoom land. I'm really concerned about phys ed and physical activity, and what are people thinking and doing? What are schools doing? How are kids connecting to their bodies? It's just crazy, because the pleasure kids have these days is with video games and with chatting with their friends, and that's what they do on their off time. Now on their on time, they're also on their computers. So what's the plan? Are these kids are going to just not have muscles? Like, are they going to just be like fish? I'm concerned. So I want to talk about that.
Well, I don't know if fish have muscles. I believe they do. Kareem, you have a teenager in the house. Do you have any insight on this?
She does PE every morning. So,
Because you run her ass around?
No, they actually she missed her PE class her freshman year. But not that she missed it, she failed it.
Okay.
She didn't want to run, she didn't want to participate, so she failed PE.
She swung and missed.
So now she has to make it up. So every morning, like we got weights and stuff around the house. So she always comes out looking frazzled, like, okay, where's the broom? Where's this? Where's that? So they actually do PE by Zoom, and the teacher is watching them. They have the monitor on so they can make sure they actually participate. Now
nice.
the rest of that, it depends on you as a parent. I have other friends who have kids who are older kids than what you two guys have, that are school age, who actually take their kids out hiking to the park, like out to the coast, so that they can do stuff, physical activities as a family together. So that would be my answer to it, because those are the examples that I have of it, and that's what they do to make sure their kids are active.
Yeah, as someone who has a 19-month-old at home, her PE is just running around screaming like a maniac. I mean, that's more exercise than most people get. Just the constant yelling and screaming. Jason, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, the idea that the kids are getting more than 60 minutes of activity in a day in the first place at school is, I mean, I guess just walking to classes and stuff like that is kind of crazy, because I mean, everything is on. You're sitting down at your
desk. Did y'all freeze or did I freeze?
You froze. You're frozen, I think.
Yeah, you're frozen.
Yeah, it's fine. But you know what I mean? Like oh man, I smoked too much before I started the show tonight.
Oh my God!
I'm just kidding. But you're spending a lot of time sitting down in a class, like 6 periods, 7 periods sitting down in the first place. But yeah, I mean, Kareem's right. Like after school is when extracurricular activities. Like, yeah, I guess that's that sucks, but you're gonna have to figure it out. I don't know what this. I mean, because I'm in the same boat as you right now. As far as I have a 3.5-year-old, 4-year-old almost in a month, should be 4, and a 18-month-old. Or no, it's and it's crazy.
Once again, Jason doesn't know how old his youngest child is. Not unsure.
19. Let's see, 18.
Try 17.
Now
He's about 2 months younger than
17.
mine.
Yeah, 17. There you go. See, it's 18. We're always anyhow. So we have to think. CJ does better during the day if we go on a walk. We do some outside activity. So I mean, that's just any kid. Mm-hmm. You need about an hour outside each day. Unfortunately, in California, there was a month where we couldn't go outside.
Yeah, it was smoky, and it's coming back.
Yeah, we have another
coming
week
back.
Another week of it.
Yeah, it's interesting. By the way, right now Kareem is at home and he doesn't have the best lighting or camera angle. So Kareem looks like if he were running against a conservative Republican in a southern state. They've really darkened up his image. These are jokes, people. If you're watching, it makes sense. It makes total and complete sense because that is happening. All right, let's get to it. Let's talk about the debate. You guys both watched. I had it on in the background. Kareem, you were entranced by it. What are your thoughts on what we just witnessed?
Chris Wallace may be the worst debate moderator in the history of debates.
We say that every time there are debates. I mean, you're wrangling monkeys out there for this one. It was crazy.
Right. But it was, but so he was like 15 minutes left in the debate. Mr. President, these are the rules that your team agreed to. I know.
Oh boy, Kareem is so angry that his internet has abandoned him. He is frozen and he's twanged out.
He's going to come back in a few minutes. Oh,
there you go.
He's back.
He's back. He was like,
but
yeah, I guess you're it.
Yeah. Like, Chris Wallace agreed, and then he tried to make Biden answer questions. He tried to get stern with Biden, and he never made Trump answer a question. Like every question,
he did try a couple of times. It just didn't work well.
Yeah. But I mean, I love the way that Biden was hitting him with those uppercuts, like, the about the bleach.
Mm-hmm.
He got him with a couple of those going back at him. But it seemed like he got exasperated after a while. Because
how could you not? How could you not? It's like a 270-pound toddler painted bright orange, just saying nonsense.
Yeah. And I that's why I'm disappointed with Wallace for not trying to. He didn't try to manage him, and he said going in that he wasn't going to fact check him. But I'm like, dude, you can't just let him sit there and lie, because then it looks like Biden is trying to correct him, but you're not giving him the leeway to correct it. So it was a shit show for sure. Like I said, I was a fan of Chris Wallace until tonight. So it's that I wish Gwen Ifill could have moderated that debate. We need a black woman to moderate the next debate.
We've had a black woman moderate a debate, and it was not great either. I forget exactly who it was, but it was in 2016. I think it was part of a 3-person debate panel, and it wasn't great either. The problem is you have someone who is not going to actually debate. He's just going to ramble on, sigh, interrupt, make wild accusations, and act like a pouty toddler. And it's really impossible if someone's not going. That's kind of what's happened with democracy and our republic. Our republic is in danger because it survived because we all agreed to play by a set of rules, at least the framework of a set of rules. And when somebody who is involved and has power just says, well, fuck it, I'm not gonna, then things break down. And that's kind of what happened with the debates. At least I think so. I don't know if you guys heard this. I didn't hear this part. I don't know if it happened at the end. At one point, because I'm seeing a lot of people tweet about this, that Trump said Proud Boys should stand by.
Yeah. So they asked him, the question was, will you denounce racism and will you denounce? So they wanted to get Biden to denounce Antifa.
Sure.
And then Chris Wallace asked Trump to denounce the white supremacist groups, and he wouldn't. So he was like, well, which ones do you want me to say? And he gave him the opening to say, and he said, Proud Boys, stand down, stand back. He didn't say, he didn't denounce them.
So he said stand back and not stand by.
And he said both.
Okay.
He said stand back and stand by.
Okay. So Johnny Taylor had the full quote and he had it correct.
Yeah, it is correct.
All right.
Man,
Jason,
it's just, it doesn't even matter. I guess that's the thing. It's like the people that support Trump, it doesn't matter. Like they're the people that are flying flags that say Trump 2020, nobody's going to change their mind. 35, 40% of the people in the nation, we're not going to change their mind. They are in some type of weird cult that involves our president. And these debates tonight, for the first part of it, you can see Biden was trying to bite his tongue, but every time he started talking, Trump would interrupt, and Wallace didn't stop. He tried to stop him, but then it was all of a sudden it was like 3 people all talking on top of each other, trying to get him, and then and then there were the jabs, and I think one thing is Biden didn't necessarily play by the rules, the way that he played by them well enough, but Chris Wallace kind of also, he came down harder on Trump on it for sure, but he did try to scorn Biden a little bit about it. He did. He did not. Towards the end, at the very end.
Did not.
At the end.
He he didn't have a choice at that point. He tried to be hard ass with Biden, and he let Trump walk the fuck over him.
There was a part earlier because he realized that Trump was never going to buy in and listen to him, because he did try doing it earlier. He tried saying, Mr. Trump, you've interrupted more times than anybody else. Like he said that. He's like, you keep interrupt. Like he made the point, but Trump didn't. Yeah, it was ridiculous. I feel like I should have listened to was it Larry that posted it? You can skip the debates tonight if you want.
Look, no one watched that. Okay, not no one. No one who even has a modicum of a clue went in watching that debate to go, oh, I wonder who I'm going to vote for. By the way, Proud Boys is now trending on Twitter right now.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
That's a white supremacist group.
Correct.
Well, he did answer it during that section, so.
Yep. Yeah. So there's that. What I found interesting is Mike Reese, who's the sheriff of Multnomah County, which is where Portland, Oregon is, tweeted, in tonight's presidential debate, the president said Portland sheriff supports him. As the Multnomah County sheriff, I have never supported Donald Trump and will never support him.
I saw that.
So if you want a list of law enforcement people who support Joe Biden over Trump, I'm sure there is one. Oh, now Dana Bash is trending. What the hell?
She said it was a shit show.
Well, she's not the only one.
But she said it on CNN. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Joe Biden has tweeted, you heard a lot come out of the President Trump's mouth. Can you name one thing he said that will actually make your life better? Nope. Ethan Newberry, the ginger runner, who's a YouTuber who reviews running shoes, said that was an absolute shit show. Fuck Trump. What a disaster. No more debates. We good. Let's vote.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't need him calling to action anymore of his freaking white supremacist, dude. Like that is, I was listening. Maybe I was in the other room when he said that, but I know I was sitting right there. I didn't hear him say the Proud Boys stand down. I didn't hear that part of it. I didn't hear that portion of it.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to see if either of you heard it. So Bradley Whitford tweeted, the only time Chris Wallace asserted himself was to attempt to hold a man who was not in office responsible for the federal response to riots in Portland. And that's a fact. Yep. That was one of the things. Daniel Dale, who we referenced on the show, is the fact checker for CNN, said it was a relatively easy debate to fact check because they're all things that he has heard before. So he didn't break out on any new lies. He played the hits.
That's pretty much it. He didn't answer any questions. He just played the hits pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a campaign rally. That was his campaign rally shit.
Yeah.
100%. All right. So let's.
I'm glad the Grouch shut the fuck up tonight. Like you didn't hear the crowd at all. Clapping or that was good.
Yeah, it was nutty. Like I got Kevin Fontana is pointing out that Trump basically told his supporters to go intimidate people at the polls. Yeah, and he's been doing that, so that's not anything new. Anyway, I'm done talking about the debate. I mean, it was exactly a shit show, and let's move on to something else. Like Republicans who have decided that they are not going to support Donald Trump. This is from the Republican Voters Against Trump, or if you're on Twitter, it's at RVAT2020. This is an ad running on TV in Arizona, digital nationwide.
Deadly and historic wildfires continue to wreak havoc on the West Coast.
And I see again the forest fires are starting. We're just going to have to make them pay for it because they don't listen to it.
Look, it's one of the president's responsibilities to protect.
By the way, this is Miles Taylor, the former chief of staff, Department of Homeland Security from the Trump administration. This is someone who was in the Trump administration.
protect all Americans, regardless of threat or hazard. We had wildfires raging out of control in California, and the president would say to us, I hate Jerry Brown. He doesn't support me. The Californians don't do anything for me. I'm sick of helping them out. On a phone call with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, he told FEMA to cut off the money and to no longer give individual assistance to California. He told us to stop giving money to people whose houses had burned down from a wildfire because he was so rageful that people in the state of California didn't support him and that politically it wasn't a base for him. These are people who are Americans too, but that's how he operates. And based on what I saw in this administration, I have to support Joe Biden for president. I'm confident he won't make the same mistakes as this president.
So that's not a liberal. That's not a socialist. That's someone who was in the Trump administration.
I got a new book for you. It's called "It Was a Lie" by Stuart Stevens, and it's about the whole Trump campaign. The original Republican sin. That's what it's called. Well, yeah. So you should check that one out.
Yeah. All right. I want a palate cleanser right now. So let's have it. I wanted to talk about American Barbecue Showdown, which is on Netflix. A real palate cleanser. I know, Jason, you've seen the whole season. Kareem, did you get a chance to watch any of the episodes?
I only got it through part of the first one.
Okay. So I've made it through 2 episodes, and it's fun. What I want to know is why they got to keep a black man down. Because spoiler alert, I've watched 2 episodes and they've sent home 2 black men.
Of course they did.
You shouldn't say that, though. You shouldn't say that, though.
Why? It's true. It's true, though.
It's true, but
I will. Let me couch that, though. Okay, I'll make it better for you, Jason. You know that it's not a bullshit, fake ass reality show because the first guy they sent home would have been the best guy to have on camera for a whole season of a reality show.
So was that the guy that was the muscles?
That is a dude from North Carolina who looked like Mr. T.
Okay.
Yeah, shotgun.
Yeah. So
the guy's like, I can't smoke food unless I got a beer in my hand. I mean, come on, the beer makes it better. That's what he said.
It was fantastic. It's a fun show. What I will say, it's one of the hosts is Rutledge Wood, and Rutledge Wood is the most pleasant TV personality ever. Love that guy. He's had a couple shows. He was on Top Gear America. He is the host of The Floor Is Lava on Netflix.
That is him. Okay,
I've seen that.
Yeah.
And he's had a couple of other shows. He's just so fun and wonderful to watch. So if you want to forget about all this bullshit for a while, and the only orange that you want to see is the glaze on a piece of meat that's on the barbecue, go ahead and watch that. By the way, how many fucking coats of orange did Trump put on tonight? I mean, I've never seen him that orange.
My daughter asked why his skin was so orange. Like my daughter, she said, and I said, honey, sometimes people lie so much and lie to themselves so much that they tell themselves that the only way that they'll look good is if they look like that.
More makeup.
And I said, look at the back of his hands. Look at his hands. That's the color he's supposed to be.
Well, right next to his temple, where his hairline, they didn't get it all the way up to the hairline. Yeah. Because I've got NBC News streaming on the TV here at the studio, and I'm looking at him now, and you can see it doesn't make it all the way to the hairline. So it's and I think what he thought was because his hair is that light blondish white color that that would be a nice blend. It's not if maybe from across the room, but certainly not on camera.
I just want to say real quickly I just want to go back to the barbecue show just one last time for a second.
Yeah, do it.
I did enjoy it. It gets talked. There's some shit talking in my barbecue group by white guys about it being such a diverse show.
Because black people don't barbecue?
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Well, that's the thing. Is like there's like it's ridiculous. It was ridiculous. They don't know any black.
They don't know any black people.
It's exactly. I mean, right? They don't. And if they do, then they're racist themselves. The shotgun. I knew that he was going to go home when he talked about the beer thing, but then also like when he's like, I don't know how to make sides. I can't make any sides.
No, that wasn't Shotgun. That was the other guy.
Was that the other guy?
Yes.
Oh man, it was Shotgun. He had issues? He was going to do the salad with the green dressing, right? With the dress, like, and he served like lettuce, and that was it, right? That was Shotgun, wasn't it?
I think that was the other guy.
Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something real quick. Black people in North Carolina do not have sides with their barbecue the way they have sides on the fucking show. Does not happen.
But that's the show. You know you're going on there. The lady with the pearls that wouldn't stop bitching about stuff. It's like, well, if this was the way it was at home, then I wouldn't. Blah, blah, blah. I just wanted to reach to the TV and slap her.
Oh man, there's a couple of times where I wanted to say them.
Yeah, but look, we don't do sides like that. Like the men do the barbecue, and then the women cook whatever the sides are.
And that's what Chef Kevin says that, right? Like that's what he say. He said that's what he says. Is like a lot of these guys, their wives are, they do the meat outside, and the wives do the sides. Yeah. At the same time, you're coming on the show for at least you're coming on the show for at least a month to 2 months before you're going to get on it, because you had to do the audition process, stuff like that. That is your time to know that you're going on a show where you're going to have to do sides. Like,
I hear what you're saying, but I'm just telling you what the real is.
Yeah, no.
Look, and Shotgun was straight on it. The men are outside drinking and barbecuing and talking shit.
Oh yeah,
and the women are in the kitchen about 45 minutes before the barbecue was done to start doing the sides.
It's questionable. It's questionable with the barbecue also, because they're not doing slow and low on everything. Like everything is like, they're having like 8 hours, 6 hours, 5 hours to do things. And like anybody that does barbecue knows that like the smoke stuff you're getting, like the brisket and that pork shoulder, like that pork butt, that's 12, 15, 16 hours.
We start that at 5 o'clock in the afternoon before.
I know.
Till the next morning.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like that's how I know that I get it. I understand what you're saying about the show, because there's another show that's on Netflix right now that I've watched, which is Chef's Table Barbecue, and they go around the world, and they go to two people. They go to two people in America. This dude in Carolina that does whole pig.
Yep.
Oh man, like that's all he does is whole pig. But like just the story, his family's story, like how it all burned down and how he he had how he got his Michelin. Like it's just amazing shit, dude. Like that, I feel if you want to really see what barbecue is and like the styles that they're barbecuing and stuff like that is an amazing show to watch.
I'm going to post a picture in this to show you guys what it looks like when we barbecue in North Carolina.
We get what you're saying, but that's not the point.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm just going to show you. I'm going to post a picture so that the rest of the people can see it. God damn it!
All right,
and I'll post some of my barbecue that I made, where I've had the 12-hour, 15-hour, like that. Oh man, that brisket that I made was dope.
I will say this: I did a prime rib in about 4 hours. That was amazing.
Oh, you want a prime rib rare. You don't want it. You don't want it smoked. It's not fatty. It doesn't have all the collagen that you need to melt. That's 4 hours is great. It was nice red in the center, right?
Oh, there was plenty of fat in that thing. It's
not. There's a difference between the fat and the cartilage, the collagen that needs to break down. Like that's why pork butt. Hey, you get it. That's different on a prime rib. That's the good stuff.
Yeah,
it's the good stuff.
Absolutely is. Did a pizza in about 3 minutes too. We got the pizza oven attachment. We made pizza for the first time. 3 minutes, beginning to end. That's all there was to it. I will give you a pro tip. If you are going to be making just a pepperoni pizza and you're putting it into an oven that's about 700 degrees, put the pepperoni and then the cheese on it, because the pepperoni burnt like a motherfucker on top.
700 degrees?
That's how hot it gets in that bitch. 700 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. Kareem is flipped.
Well, I was trying to get in on my laptop and it took me to my own StreamYard.
Oh, it's all good, Kareem. Well, all right. So this past week, another recommendation for you. If you haven't watched it, the show Ratched, a prequel to, hold on. Kareem is wanting to pop on his, it's gone now. Sorry. It was there for a half second. Now it's gone.
It keeps taking me to my StreamYard and not to yours.
Well, anywho, Ratched, it's not a prequel, but it's the character Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. 8 episodes, 1 season, fantastic. Looks great. You will not be bored. You will not know what's coming next. And there will be several holy shits. Just saying. That's it. Okay. You're muted, Jason.
The baby was crying. He was crying, so I was like,
all good.
But see, I've heard mixed things on it. So all right, I might try it then. I'm gonna try it.
Mixed things from haters.
Some haters. I mean, I don't think they were trying to hate, but then I think about it, and then they just don't like Murphy. Is it Ryan Murphy? Is that the
Ryan Murphy is the
producer, right?
The producer behind it. He did not direct it, but it does have a bit of a Ryan. And I'm not a big Ryan Murphy guy either, so I get that. But Sarah Paulson is just amazing.
See, I watched American Horror Story. I watched that show until the hotel season, and I don't think I've watched it since then.
The hell is that sound?
What are you doing over there, Kareem?
What are you talking about?
He's getting in touch with himself.
It says seriously. It sounds like there's something going on over there, man.
There's nothing going on over here. That must be at Jason's house.
Nah, it's not mine, bro.
Anywho, let's move on forward. It was a rough week for Lindsey Graham, and I know you feel bad. We're only about 5 weeks away from the election. Lindsey, he's getting killed.
And Rosie O'Donnell.
I'm getting overwhelmed. LindseyGraham.com. Help me. They're killing me money-wise. Help me. You did last week. Help me again.
Well, Rosie should be able to decide, and Barbara Streisand should decide against the South Carolina Senate race. Thank you, Senator.
Okay. I'm getting killed over here. They're killing me on money. Shut up.
I'm muted, so it's not me.
Yeah. Unbelievable. A sitting U.S. senator, the head of, I believe, the Judiciary Committee, is sitting there bitching and moaning that he's being out fundraised. You gotta help me. You gotta help me. I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm getting killed. Stop it. Have a little bit of pride, sir. Just a little bit of pride.
He has none.
It's true.
You gotta use Trump's hair, get some money that way.
Shake him. You'll get $750 from Trump. That's it. $750.
No, for his hair, though, $70,000, I think.
Sure. And still only $750 paid in taxes, allegedly. Check the New York Times article out if you want to read the whole thing. Ooh, it's a mess. We got a follow-up for you. The Ohio woman who recently called 911 to claim that, quote, my pussy is on fire, end quote, and as a result needed someone from the fire department to put it out with their hose, pleaded guilty for her misuse of the emergency dispatch system. In a plea with prosecutors, Katrina Morgan, who's 50, comped to disorderly conduct with persistence, which is a misdemeanor in connection with a late-night 911 call back in May. Morgan, of course, was intoxicated when she placed the call while at a friend's home in Port Clinton, which is a city on Lake Erie. I wonder if she made it to the debate tonight. After entering her plea in Ottawa County Municipal Court, she was sentenced to 10 days in jail. though the execution of the sentence was suspended as long as she avoids trouble for the next year. She was also fined $250, but $150 of that penalty was suspended. She was initially charged with disrupting public service, which is a felony, and then several misdemeanors. When the Port Clinton Police Department dispatcher answered her 911 call, she said, and I quote, "I need the fire department, please, because my pussy's on fire. I need to make sure their hose is working. Is their hose working?" After the dispatcher asked what's on fire, she repeated, "I need the fire department because my pussy's on fire and I need someone to come put it out with their hose." In the background, a female friend can be heard squealing. Of course they can. After they tracked her down to the friend's residence, cops took her into custody, but not without a struggle, and it was only after an officer removed his taser from the holster that the agitated Morgan relented and got into the rear of a police cruiser. So there's your follow-up from the WTH podcast. Speaking of the election, yes, you can make a difference. Yes, you can stand up. Yes, you can say something. And if you don't believe me, listen to the strippers of Atlanta.
To go after dirty cops. Do you know who elects the DA? We do, but you don't want to vote. Can't make it rain if you locked up on some bullshit. Want trades and coding taught in our schools? Then vote for the school boards that will prepare us for the job market. Want to end cash bail? Well, then vote for the sheriffs and county officials that feel the same way you do. But you talking about, oh, they gonna pick who they gonna pick, shawty.
Ferguson just elected their first black mayor.
You know how that happened? It's clear Black lives don't matter to some of our current elected officials. If they matter to you, then don't let other people decide who's going to run your community. Get your booty to the poll. Get your booty to the poll. Get your booty to the poll.
Get your vote, stretch.
For information on how and where to vote, as well as resources to find out who's running where you live, go to getyourbootytothepoll.com.
Get your booty to the poll. Get your booty to the poll. Get your booty to the poll.
Oh, that is amazing. That is amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jason,
the best.
Yeah. In California, the poll comes to you. In my county, the next week, I believe, and next week, the ballot will be mailed out. So looking forward to my... What's that?
Voting's already started then for the next election.
Yeah, in some places you can vote in person. I just know in my county, Yolo County, they sent out a notice saying that the ballots will be mailed October 5th.
Just making
people in
Virginia
and Georgia have already started voting.
It's true. It is absolutely true. All right. If you're watching live, you can see that, and you know it's time for this.
Cool, buddy.
Yeah, it's time for Cooler Tool, now with graphics. First up in Cooler Tool, begging Jason.
I mean, sometimes it's cool.
Kareem.
Only if you keep sweat.
Begging is tool. If you're a powerful person, you should not need to beg. Come on, man.
Tool.
Up next in Cooler Tool, fiery pussy. Kareem.
Tool.
Jason. Are you frozen, Jason? Oh, he's frozen. Frozen Jason.
That probably was a good time for it to be frozen for him.
Hey, he's still entering in his house. Just saying. A fiery pussy. You know, a lady's got needs. It's okay for her to say what she's got her needs for. Not okay to invoke the fire department in that way. So Tool. And finally in Cooler Tool, informed strippers. Kareem.
Cool. Now you know that they're using some of that money for education.
That's right.
Not a myth.
Yep, they did go to school. Jason? Not there. Yeah, it's absolutely cool. It's great to see somebody step up and say what needs to be said. You have a voice in your community. So get out and vote.
That's it. And make those cheeks clap in the meantime.
Right. That's in the video too. All right. So Jason has dropped off, but we'll continue on. Kareem, The Rock made an endorsement, and he has picked. He picked Joe Biden. he in fact got to sit down with Joe Biden, and after he made the announcement that he was supporting Joe Biden, Joe Biden actually posted this video of Joe and Kamala Harris talking to The Rock. Here's a little bit of it.
And voting. A lot of Americans, as you guys know, they're concerned about how do they cast their ballot safely during this time. In my opinion, and maybe this is something that we could work on when you guys are in the White House, I do believe that Election Day should be a federal holiday.
So do we.
Yeah,
that's
there
right.
You go. And really incentivize our Americans to get out there, and especially the ones who are unable to get away from their job.
Yes.
To vote. Guys, how do we strengthen and protect our American people's right to vote?
Well, first of all, this time around, vote early. Seek a ballot, vote early. And we're going to have to make sure we train a whole group of younger poll workers who are healthier and not afraid to be, not legitimately concerned about being in a polling place in the middle of this COVID crisis. That's underway. We have the largest group of lawyers and people working on getting out the vote and working with states that has ever been assembled in a presidential election, because you see what's going on in the post office now. You see what's going on and what talk about whether or not voting is legit. There's an attempt to delegitimize the vote, delegitimize absentee ballots, delegitimize voting by mail. So we have to make sure the American people aren't demoralized into not voting. Your vote will count. We'll watch it. Begin to plan now.
So that's Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and The Rock talking on Twitter about why your vote matters and why your vote is your voice. The Rock tweeted, "As a political independent and centrist, I've voted for both parties in the past. In this critical presidential election, I'm endorsing Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Progress takes courage, humanity, empathy, strength, kindness, and respect. We must all vote," with a link to how you can find out to vote. Elizabeth Warren was really excited. Someone named Ginger Low 84 said, "Yeah, Rock, we the regular Americans don't need you." Yeah.
Was that it?
That was it. That was
Wow,
that. Mike Hogan, whose Twitter handle is at MikeHog949455512.
Original. It's
Sure.
definitely original.
Tweets, "Damn, this is really sad to see."
I know. Russian bots hate The Rock.
Neil says, "I think celebrities should stay out of politics."
You voted for one, you dumbass.
Bill, whose Twitter handle is BM01314020, just tweeted roids ...
So bowel movement. So is that like the number of bowel movement that he's on in his life?
It's
Just wondering.
Yeah, it's a very interesting thread after The Rock posted that, and people went through and found several different accounts who tweeted the exact same thing. So it was chock full of bots.
Yeah.
Chock full of bots.
It's my daughter's favorite cereal.
Bots.
Extra fiber.
So The Rock has made his endorsement, and The Rock has spoken. So hold on and get this in there. Yeah, see, we get graphics. Huh? Graphics.
Karen? Why did you do that, Karen?
Not that.
Florida.
Florida, land of enchantment and crazy shit. This is Florida Corner.
All right, real quick headline: man arrested after thumping cop with Bible. A burglary suspect hit a cop in the face with a Bible, an attack that led to his tasing and arrest on multiple criminal charges, according to a Florida police report. His name is Robert Otis Hoskins, the alleged Bible thumper. He was collared Tuesday afternoon following a confrontation at a residence in Summerfield, which is an Ocala suburb, charged with burglary, larceny, resisting, battery on a law enforcement officer, and criminal mischief. Hoskins, who's 39, is being held in the county jail in lieu of $13,000 bond. Police responded to a 911 call about a burglary. They encountered Hoskins, who was wearing only a pair of gray briefs outside his residence next door to the burglarized property. As the deputy sought to question Hoskins, he began shouting at the cop as he approached with a book in his hand. Hoskins then wound up and threw the good book at the officer, who was struck in the face and jaw. There's a photo of it too on the smoking gun. As he let the Bible go, he stated something like, "I condemn you." A cop reported that. He was then subsequently tased and taken into custody following a brief struggle. According to an arrest report, Hoskins' wife told deputies that he does have a drug problem. Yeah. Anyway, he's scheduled for an October 27th hearing. Also in Florida, because it's the ladies too, an elderly woman was arrested after allegedly pushing and striking a male neighbor who refused to wear a mask inside an elevator at a Florida condominium. Well, good for her. We don't endorse violence normally, but I'll make an exception. The confrontation at the Oceana Oceanfront Complex in Jensen Beach resulted in the filing of a battery charge against Suzanne Miller, who's 71. She was released from county jail after being booked on a misdemeanor count. According to an arrest affidavit, Anthony DeRosa, who's 54, told cops Miller became upset and started getting loud when he declined to put on a mask. DeRosa, who was returning to his apartment after retrieving the mail in the lobby, said that Miller told him she didn't feel comfortable riding the elevator with someone who wasn't wearing a mask. Now, unable to stop him from pressing the button for his floor, the 71-year-old allegedly began yelling, "He's assaulting me," when DeRosa refused to leave the elevator. Miller tried to push him out of the car and then intentionally started striking him with a closed fist on his shoulder. The female witness told cops she saw the 5'2" Miller striking the victim multiple times on the arm and chest area with an open hand. Video surveillance footage corroborated the accounts. She's free on $1,000 bond and is scheduled for an October 21st arraignment in circuit court.
Was that one of those 50s movies that she beating him on the chest and just, "Oh, take me, take me"?
You got a 5'2" 71-year-old woman who is saying, "Hey, put on a mask, asshole," and you can't put on a mask? Dick.
Yeah. Fuck Florida. Fuck them. Oh, man.
Go fuck yourself.
It's so fucked, dude. It's so fucked.
It really is.
I think that there's nothing wrong with that type of violence. Like, honestly, like he's putting her life in danger. He doesn't know if he has COVID-19 or not. The least he could do is wear a mask when he's going to ride in an elevator with somebody.
Right. Or you see somebody in the elevator says, "Could you put on a mask?" And you say, "I don't want to put on a mask." Then wait for the elevator to come back.
I'll catch the next one.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all you got to do. That is literally all you have to do. So, all right. Well, let's wrap this puppy up, shall we? Hey, look, it's more graphics. Just want to tell it.
Let's
He was
leave
busy
the
this week.
bustle for small town news.
If you're watching the video stream, we've got some graphics. I think you'll love it. It's time for small town news, and it's something that might make you feel good. So we're going to end on that. A local ER nurse wins the Craftsbury Community Care Center canoe. That's right. Local ER nurse wins Craftsbury Community Care Center canoe. Dateline Newport, a frontline healthcare worker and a boat enthusiast from Lake Elmore, has won the handcrafted canoe raffled from the Craftsbury Community Care Center. Greg McClellan of Lake Elmore, an ER nurse at Copley Hospital, bought one ticket through a colleague. Phil Pike, the maker of the sought-after canoes, drew the winning ticket number 155 at the Craftsbury Farmers Market. Said, "I was so excited when I heard. I can't wait to try this out." See, some joy. I like it. McClellan and his father attended a workshop last year in Maine for making wooden boats and subsequently built a wooden kayak. Now, Phil Pike's canoe will be a more fitting way to decompress and spend more time with his father. Craftsbury Community Care Center is a nonprofit model committed to providing a quality supported living environment for elders in all socioeconomic sectors, including Medicaid-based, and fundraising is critical to closing financial gaps. Its usual fundraisers, the March Sugar on Snow and July's Cookout and Auction, were both canceled due to COVID-19, of course. This is the Care Center's first try at a raffle, which raised nearly $10,000 to help make up its loss. The raffle's success means the Care Center can continue with the plans to replace declining kitchen equipment, install a new walking path for residents off of Vehicle Drive, and adapt and enhance activities to support residents during the pandemic. Only 200 tickets were sold at $50 each. Board members say credit for the raffle's success goes to Phil Pike, whose generosity made the raffle possible, and the Care Center Board immediate past president and Mark McAndrew, and current president Jane Marlin, whose hard work led the board in this new endeavor. For more information about the Craftsbury Community Care Center, you can call them. Don't do that. Or just hit their website. It's craftsburycommunitycarecenter.org. You can donate via the website or by mail. So a nice story. Nice story in small town news.
I'm going to go drink now.
Hey, you made it through the debate.
That's why I'm going to go drink.
Yep. All right. Thanks for joining us. Apparently, we weren't streaming live to YouTube, so it'll be up on YouTube in the next day or so.
Do we have any other Swell messages before we end?
No, those are the Swell messages. We did those at the beginning. For anybody who's checking us out on Swell, I posted the Periscope link on Swell earlier, so people could check that out. We'll be reaching out to Swell throughout the week with various questions. What do you want to talk about? That sort of thing. So welcome to the new viewers and listeners to the podcast. Hope you enjoyed it, even though it was a little weird and debate heavy. I mean,
yeah. Sorry
it was weird.
For my technical difficulties. My computer is still acting up.
Mm-hmm. But the spiffy new graphics, I'm sure, make up for it for people.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
And get rid of that. That's going to do it for us for now. Thanks for watching us live. Thanks for downloading wherever you might be listening to the WTH podcast. We do appreciate you being part of the gang. Follow me on Twitter at Nate Darling. You can check out the WTH podcast on YouTube. All the information about where you can find us is on WTHpod.com. And we are available wherever you get your podcasts. For Jason and Cream, I am Nate, and we will see you next time. Darling New Media, here to help you tell your story.